Hey guys, it's great to see you. Firstly, a massive thank you to all of you for all of the support over the last year. This is the 10,000 sub video. I cannot believe we've got to this point, so thank you so much. If you're not subscribed yet, do check out the rest of the channel. There is over 200 sim racing videos now on the channel, and I would love to have you on board, so do click on that subscribe button if you like what you see. Also, just a reminder that my dedicated server is online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's completely free, anybody can join. Jump on the community pages or my Discord channel, all the information is on there. Also, the Surspats Gaming website is updated, there's tons of information on there too. And finally, before we jump into the main video, a big shout out to some of the members that have supported me over the last few months. These guys know who they are, they're on Discord, they're supporting me in all the online races, and you too can join and become a member of the channel. Click that join button underneath the video and you can see all the goodies that you get for joining and becoming an Assetto Corsa engineer. Now let's jump into the main video and talk about Sol and CSP and how they enable Assetto Corsa and all the great modding that we see. The first thing to talk about is rain. Sol does not bring rain into Assetto Corsa. CSP brings rain into Assetto Corsa. They are two separate entities. And as you can see on the right hand side here, you need a preview version of CSP to get external rain in Assetto Corsa. I know I get asked that question all the time, and I'm sure Peter does too. So CSP previews are the one that you need. Right then, this is the original configuration of Assetto Corsa. As you can see on the left hand side, you've got Assetto Corsa launcher, Assetto Corsa.exe, that's the original launcher. And then on the right, you've got the Assetto Corsa system, ACS.exe. And in the middle, you've got all the different config files, the ini files that actually configure how that's all going to work, the gameplay that you see. Now, on the left hand side, the Assetto Corsa launcher is actually replaced by Content Manager. So now we have Content Manager on the left hand side, and there's a little tip there as well. If you rename Content Manager.exe to Assetto Corsa.exe, it gives you a better Steam integration. So there is now a separation of launcher and the settings and the system runtime. Launcher on the left and system runtime on the right. Within this current configuration setting, when you're using Content Manager, you are not using the original launcher. Content Manager is now going to interact with all of the different mod files and then change the way that Assetto Corsa is going to run. So on the left here, you've got Content Manager, which is interfacing with a standard Assetto Corsa basic system and custom shader patch. It's also putting an injection with dwrite.dll into the main Assetto Corsa system, that's the acs.exe, remember on the right hand side, and also that is interfacing with the Assetto Corsa basic system file. It's important to understand then that everything in CSP is controlled by ini files. So all the different shader modules within CSP have their own settings and configs in the tracks config file, the car config files, etc., as well as your user files. Custom shader patch is also extremely complex, so modders are working on all of the integrations, for example with the grass and rain effects, the lighting effects, everything you can see here. And the CSP advanced feature set in CSP is placed on top of Assetto Corsa. That's what gives us all the effects that all of the modders are working on and enhancing the way that Assetto Corsa plays. We're going to talk more about Sol later on, but it's important to understand that Sol is accessing all of these libraries to create the weather effects that it does. CSP is actually creating the rain effect. The weather effects module is accessed by Sol and runs all of the implementation like a graphics library. So for example, Sol can define through weather effects what the ambient light color is, what the sun color is, create the cloud textures, fog, etc. You get the idea. Just moving back to custom shader patch on this screen here, you can see all of the config files that are defining how custom shader patch is going to use that library of graphic effects. You've got the track config with lighting, material adjustments, grass effects, extra effects and rain effects. And then in the car config, you've got lighting, tire effects, shadowed wheels and extra effects. All of those effects are then being pushed into the Assetto Corsa main system. Remember, custom shader patch is sitting on top of that main system. So now we're starting to understand a little bit more about how CSP and Sol interact with each other, but also interact with the main Assetto Corsa game. The top left hand corner, you can see this is the standard way that Assetto Corsa runs out of the box. So the main Assetto Corsa is controlling all of the graphics, sky shaders, fog shaders, light source and ambient light. We're going to put a line underneath that though, because actually now all of that is controlled through custom shader patch, and there are a number of different interactions going on between ini files, LUA scripts, Sol Python apps, the Sol weather script and controller script, and custom shader patch. This slide is a little bit busy, but I hope you can follow it. So on the right hand side we've got Sol Python apps, the config, Sol Planner and custom weather. They're controlling the Sol weather script and controller script, which again is being helped by those custom configs, those LUA scripts and the PP filter. That's feeding into your weather effects, lighting effects and rain effects through CSP LUA interface. And then we can see weather effects is actually controlling the graphics on sky shaders, fog shaders, light source and ambient light. Lighting effects is doing all the light shaders, and that's for materials as well as other content. And then rain effects is actually running rain shaders for physics and materials. Now that we've talked in detail about custom shader patch, let's move on to Sol. Sol consists of many parts. It has the weather script, which builds the weather. It has the controller script, which controls what the current and next weather is going to be. It also controls how much rain there is going to be, how wet the track is going to be, and how many puddles are going to be on the track. Sol just accesses the rain effects module. It does not create the rain. So when you are driving with weather effects, you can see on the right hand side you've got all the different weather effects scripts. We're all familiar with those. And on the left hand side, this gets all pushed into the replay buffer. So effectively, Sol based weather effects is a large script bundle that is accessing the CSP modules to create all the amazing effects that we see. So again, CSP rain effects is actually creating the rain. Sol is just controlling it. Here you can see as well weather effects in replay mode, how the weather effects controller script is bypassed. So this is why you cannot change the weather when you are running replays. It is set, it's already been injected into that replay from the main drive mode. There you have it then. That is my top line guide on CSP and Sol. Now I did speak to Peter a little bit before this video because I wanted to make sure that I put all the right information in this, and Peter has done a fantastic job putting together some of these flowcharts so we can all understand how this works. So I hope you understand now the difference between CSP, Sol and how it all comes together to create this awesome Assetto Corsa experience. I also want to make a massive shout out to all the people that work on these mods. This is not possible in standard game development. The only reason that we get all these fantastic mods on Assetto Corsa is the dedication and time and effort of these people, and because we all work together with the community. So thank you so much guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As ever, do check out the rest of the channel. There's lots more sim racing on there, and give the video a thumbs up if you like it. It really helps me out with YouTube. Here's to the next 10,000 subscribers. See you soon guys.